Coming up today on the ROL Show.
2009, what happened during the United States? The great financial crisis. Well, at the time, I'm a single dad by then. And so I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to be a good dad. I'm going to work out of the house. I mean, I'm spending time with the kids and working. Does that work? It doesn't work. Because when do you want, one of your kids want to talk to you? When you're on the phone. So every time I'm on the phone trying to close a deal, Devon, she wants to talk to me. Like, daddy, 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 daddy. I'm like, Layla, hold on, I'm trying to close this deal. I gotta pay the mortgage, right? Just daddy, daddy, daddy. I'm like, Layla, hold on. I'm getting so angry. By the time I'm done with the phone call, I slam the phone on the desk. I go, boom. I'm like, what do you want, Layla? Layla goes, I just want to tell you the best daddy in the world. I was crushed. I literally heard God say, if you don't get your anger in control, your daughter's going to marry a jerk just like you.
Kalani Vale is an award-winning and best-selling author and speaker who is passionate about helping people and companies get their highest ROL, return on life. Kalani and his family immigrated to the United States when he was 2. By the time he was 6, he had been recruited into the infamous gang, the Chicago Dragons. Ooh. His amazing journey includes escaping gang life, becoming a top producing commercial real estate agent, and buying his first shopping center. Within a few years, he became the #1 corporate training for Tony Robbins. Speaking on peak performance and success, his clients include American Express, Smith Barney, Remax Real Estate, Century 21, and BMW. In 2008, he started Team 212 Inc., building corporate strength, serving as the president and CEO. Currently, Kalani is a wealth advisor who manages over $100 million in assets for several hundred clients. To date, Kalani has written 2 books. His most recent, the Amazon bestseller ROL, Return on Life, Activating the Highest Returns on Life, was written for individuals looking for true wealth. It teaches readers how to invest in life funds that will ensure they are living their true passion and purpose. His first book, Superhero Single Dad, won 2nd place in the 2014 Christian Writers Awards family section. It addresses the needs of time-strapped dads who yearn to be a superhero to their kids. A single dad of twins, not for long. Kalani is an avid surfer and active crypto trader. Welcome.
Isn't she beautiful? Lucky. Yeah, we're getting married March 3rd. That's pretty cool, right? Yes. As a wealth advisor, I coach a lot of successful entrepreneurs, and the challenge with them is time. Would you agree? I've been managing money for 20 years now, and I see what real success is. Tony Robbins taught me once, he said, success without fulfillment is not success. I have clients that are really wealthy, but their physicality is awful. I see other clients who have great bodies, great figures, but they're struggling for money all the time. So how do you get wealthy? How do you balance your time? So God downloaded this thing called ROL. I manage millions and millions of dollars of assets for about a few hundred families, and I see what success really is. So it's called ROL, Returns on Life. And so, where's the clicker? I'll put the clicker right here. So, your life, just like you know what a mutual fund is? A mutual fund is that you put $1,000 away a month, right? And that $1,000 buys 8 different stocks. Like $100 goes to buy Tesla, $100 goes to buy Apple computers, another $100 goes to buys NVIDIA, Bank of America. You get the idea. Well, your life actually is broken up into 8 different life funds. And some of those funds are actually going bankrupt right now. And guys know the story of how to cook the frog, right? You don't put the frog in boiling water because they'll jump right out. What you want to do, you put the frog in a nice cold water, and then you turn it on and you slowly cook the frog. That's what happens when you're not funding your other life funds, because you might get wealthy, but your health will take you out if you don't focus on it. Would you agree? Or if you're not focused on your spouse, you get the divorce, that really takes you out because you lose 50% of your wealth. So the first fund The alignment is key. The first fund is called your higher power fund. It's your God fund. It's very important that you put him first. The reason why is because you want to open up every part of your life. You want to live in what's called overflow. Once you live in overflow, then you start actually entering what's called a multiplication. If you put him first by spending time with your creator every day, the anxiety seems to go away. But here's the key. You put that first, the next fund you have to invest in. I was talking to a doctor just the other day. You know, the best antidepressant is working out. Go to the gym. Why take the pills? Go to the gym. The next fund is actually, right? Oh, let me tell you a story. Hey, you know who this is? He broke the sound barrier. Let me tell you a story. So, before the sound barrier is broken, every pilot will go in the air, and right before they break the sound barrier, the plane will start shaking. What does he do? He takes off the gas. And what happens? That plane explodes. Isn't that crazy? What this gentleman did, right when he goes up, he's hitting the sound barrier. He's about to hit it. He's about to break it. And the plane is shaking. All of a sudden, what does he do? He's crazy. He punches it and boom! He breaks the sound barrier. He says in his autobiography, it was crazy because it was quiet. The plane stopped shaking. There was no sound. The sound was behind him. Isn't that crazy? That's what you're going through your life right now. One, you have some turbulence you're going through right now, right? It's shaking. Keep moving forward. Keep seeking him. Keep working out. Keep investing in your spouse. Keep investing in your business. Keep investing in your health. Don't stop, because when you stop is when the enemy enters your mind and says you're a loser, and it's so easy to downfall after that. Yes? Because when he broke the sound barrier, everyone else started doing it. Isn't that true? Devon right now, his guys are right here. He's leading other men to success. Yes? You all have an assignment here today. Let's all help you accomplish your assignment. Because the next fund you have to focus on is the health fund. It's so amazing. We have a doctor friend. He is the chief medical director for the state of Montana. We did a Zoom with him and about a few investors. He says, you guys ever do like cardio? When you do cardio, all it does is make you hungry. But if you do cardio, your body's burning fat for like 4 hours. But he says, if you do resistance training, your body's burning fat for over 38 hours. If you can just invest in your health fund, your higher power fund, then your health fund, that sequence, your day will flow so much better. Would you guys agree? Try it, okay? Because right now, our mental health is a challenge, yes? This is my brother. My brother, he's still alive today. My brother tried to commit suicide 5 times. Because as a man, when we get depressed, what do? Do we seek help? We isolate ourselves. Is that true? We try to do our society has told us, don't cry, be a man, hold it in. That is complete BS. Would you agree with me? We have to let other men carry our cross. Men need men. The reason why I share with you, because thank God he's better today, but our health is so important. The next fund, we want to talk about our heart fund. Who here, yes, we want to become wealthy, but everyone here has an assignment that God has put in your heart to accomplish. Yes? Yes. And that's why you see a lot of people who are bitter when they get older, because they didn't spend time fulfilling that assignment. The reason why I tell this is because March 23rd, 2023, I had a mini heart attack. You'll know that. And here I am, very successful guy managing money. I'm trading all day long, doing 30, 40 trades a day. And if you're a day trader, it's your heart's stressing the whole day, man. When I had that heart attack, right before I was passing out, I felt like my mind and body was transported to heaven. And literally, and you have to give accounting of your life before Jesus. I literally heard him say, he told me, I'm disappointed in you. because you didn't finish the assignment that I gave you to do. It wasn't day trading. My purpose is to lead other men to their assignment, especially young men. One, right? So that's why I'm here today. I've now launched my career again, speaking and training. It's so easy because that's my assignment. When you're fulfilling your assignment, you have a covering, and it's simple, right? So this is where fulfill your heart fund. The next fund, let me give you an example. Like this is Isaiah. You might know him. He's his Icy Ice. Ever heard of Icy Ice? He's right. He asked me because one day he was doing a TED Talk tape, and he never spoke before. And I have a skill of reaching and pulling out your $1 million story and creating your book from it and your $1 million speech. That's a gift I have. So I sat down with him, a couple of sessions, and he's a top DJ. So we figured out his brand. His brand is Success is in the Mix. What a cool brand, huh? He gave phenomenal speech at TED Talk tape. Phenomenal. He knocked it out of the water. First speech, killed it, right? Another gentleman, this is actually a client of mine, Michael Anderson. He was at the time, he was a graphic artist. See, these guys are fulfilling their assignment. He was a graphic artist, not very happy. One day, his boss said, you know what, Michael? I'm going to have to let go of 3 of your coworkers because we're not doing as well. You know what Michael did? He says, you know what? Don't get rid of them. Get rid of me. Because he couldn't stand being a graphic artist anymore. He had this dream of teaching other people how to be rock stars. I go, Michael, he took money out of his life insurance policy to start his business. Today, he has way over 10 franchises. He's a multimillionaire because his company is called Rock Stars of Tomorrow. Isn't that cool? He's living his assignment. He's happy, right? I just saw him at the NAM. Where's John? Remember John? We went to see his booth, the NAM show. Yeah. This guy, this is actually one of our pastors at our church. He served our country in Afghanistan. He never lost one person. And he says, Kalani, I want to teach on leadership. He was a cop for 25 years too. Did you know if you are a sniper, there's 7 different things you have to do before you pull the trigger? And if you do that sequence in a row, you actually will hit the bullseye every time. So when he taught me that, we were going over his story. So now he has a brand called Marksman Leadership. Isn't that cool? He's fulfilling his purpose. You have a story inside you. You have a brand inside you, don't you? Yes. If I can, let me help you. Now, the next fund is your honey fund, right? Now, I'm a single dad of twins. I became a single dad when my kids were 4 years old. The reason why I'm going to take a lot of responsibility because I was a jerk. I was so focused on building my business. I was always angry. I was always stressed out. I didn't really have God back then. I wasn't investing in my honey fund. No wonder she left, right? God has blessed me now with my true partner in life, right? Nothing's ever wasted, right? So that had to happen for me to meet her. But now I know how to invest in her because her love language is gifts. And mine's not. So I have to get better at talking her language. Men, find out what your girlfriend's love language is and speak it. Invest in it. Because here's the thing. You guys ever heard of the story of the devil in the garage sale? Ever heard this? I want you to imagine. You walk up to the house and there's a garage sale. There's 4 tables and each table has a box. And the devil is selling his tools. How he actually destroys man. The first table, there's this box. It's $1 million for this tool. What do you think it is? $1 million tool of the devil. What do you think it is? It's comparison. If I can get men and women to compare their life to someone else, I can get them to feel like a loser, And then I can get them to forget about their assignment because they want to focus on that person's assignment and follow that assignment. Do you ever go through that? So then the man goes, you know what, devil, I don't want that one. I want to know what's the next one. What's the $1 billion tool you have? Right? You know what it is? It's pride. Because pride gets us to think we're better than people. True? Pride, what do they say? What comes before pride? The fall. Or pride, then the fall. Right? Every time. That's what happened to me. But the man goes, I don't want that. I want this other tool. What's your $1 trillion tool? What is it? What do you think it is? Anger. Especially for men. Anger. My brother used to tell me that, you know what, Kalani, when I would try to commit suicide, I wouldn't even remember. All of a sudden, something would come over me, and all of a sudden, I'm dying. Right? He used to get so mad at himself. You see, as men, as women, we let our anger, because my pastor told me once, he says, anger is the way the devil enters your body. So true. Because if he can get you angry, you can make one mistake that will control the rest of your life. So true. Yes, he can. Because the man goes, I don't want that. I want, what's the box that says priceless? What is it? What do you think it is? It's unforgiveness. You know, right now, there are research papers, John Hopkins research papers, that unforgiveness actually destroys your body. There's actually scientific research that shows unforgiveness destroys your body. Isn't that crazy? Forgiveness is not a feeling, it's a choice. Because when you have unforgiveness, you're really destroying yourself. Is that true? Because see, we have learned, don't let people control your life. So don't invest in your fund correctly, because the next fund is your home life fund. For the parents here, your kids, you have to invest in your kids a different way, right? Juan here and Kim here, they have twins. They have boy and girl twins. I have boy and girl twins. The difference is mine they're 20 years old and theirs are 2, right? Big difference. But raising a girl and raising a son is completely different in today's world. It is totally different. So I had to find out how to invest in them differently and correctly. My daughter loves her love language is words of encouragement. I have to be very careful how I speak to her. My son, his love language is quality time. He loves spending time with me. Understand? I got to speak that language. So invest in your kids correctly. This is Layla. I can share a story because in 2008, 2009, what happened during the United States? The great financial crisis. Well, at the time, I'm a single dad by then. And so I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to be a good dad. I'm going to work out of the house. That means I'm spending time with the kids and working. Does that work? It doesn't work. Because when do one of your kids want to talk to you? When you're on the phone. So every time I'm on the phone trying to close a deal, Devon, she wants to talk to me. Like, daddy, 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 daddy. I'm like, Layla, hold on. I'm trying to close this deal. I gotta pay the mortgage, right? Just daddy, daddy, daddy. I'm like, Layla, hold on. I'm getting so angry. By the time I'm done with the phone call, I slam the phone on the desk. I go, boom. I'm like, what do you want, Layla? Layla goes, I just want to tell you the best daddy in the world. I was crushed. I literally heard God say, if you don't get your anger in control, your daughter's going to marry a jerk just like you. Because a lot of times your daughter does marry their dad, right? Oh, I spent a lifetime trying to reverse that one day. Okay, guys? I had to forgive myself first. Thank God we have a great relationship today. So, because here's the thing. Success is just another form of failure if you lose your family along the way. Isn't that true? It's not worth it, guys. I have clients that are so successful, they have a lot of money, but they don't see their kids. It's not worth it, man. Not worth it. Okay? The reason why I show this picture is because that is a day my brother, he committed suicide the day before. It was like for the 4th time. We just had to get away to go to the beach, right? And so, good day. Good day. Now, men, this is for you especially. Your homies fund. What do men do when they are stressed? They isolate themselves. And as you get older, what happens? You have no friends. I love my father, but it used to bum me out. He had no friends. At 7 years old, 8 years old, my dad had no friends to hang out with, go play golf with. Your friends, those relationships are $1 million relationships. They're true. Men, invest in one or two of those friends, Juan. Those one or two. I have 4 men in my life that I know that if I call them up, if I was in trouble, if I was gonna fight, they'd be right behind me. I have those 4 men. I invest in them like they invested in me, right? You men need those men. Is that true? Yes, invest in your men friends because this is actually the richest man that I ever know. This is actually John Odie. When I was going through back in 2009, I was going through bankruptcy. And I felt like a loser. No one knew. I was so embarrassed to tell. I'm a top financial advisor, filing bankruptcy. No one knew. My best friend didn't even know. You know what I did to recover? I volunteered my time at a food bank every Thursday. And on Thursdays, we would what we would do is called Grateful Hearts. They would go around all the supermarkets and get old food, but go spoil the old bread, the old meat, the old milk. We would take it and we give it to people who were in need, right? And so most of that food's still really good. So every Thursday, what we would do, John and I, we would take all the groceries, we'd bag the groceries, and each family is allowed 1 bag of fruits and 1 bag of meats. And the reason why I started healing because I saw people in line just trying to feed themselves. I saw people in line were living in their car. You're talking about veterans. You're talking about single moms. There were so many times I go to the bathroom after they would leave, bawling. It's like, what is going on with our country, right? If you're depressed, go volunteer your time. So here's John. He's so happy bagging groceries. So happy. I'm like, why? This guy's awesome. And one day I got hired to speak at Toyota, right? At the Toyota Car Museum in Torrance. You're from Torrance, right? What do you guys are from Torrance? If you guys haven't been there, go there. They have all these old Toyota cars. They're beautiful. I'm about to go on stage, and it's my birthday that day. And John gives me this little beat up, nasty letter, like envelope, all dirty. And in that letter, it says, "Happy birthday, my friend. My your brother in Christ. May God keep blessing you." He gives me $10. And I start bawling because I didn't tell you this. John is homeless, living in his car. And he's giving me $10 for my birthday. That was the best present I ever had. That's the richest man in the world. Would you agree? Yes. So invest in your friends, guys. Thank God today. He's in Texas, actually. He's got a great place now. He puts God first, so God actually puts him first. So nice. Last thing is humanity fund. Giving back. This is a true story. Once my kids got a little older, I'm like, man, I'm a single dad. I went through like a depression because when you do a good job with your kids, they don't need you. That's actually a good thing, right? But it hurts, right? It totally hurts. So what I did, I volunteered at Big Brothers of America. Can you make a difference in one child's life? This is Ray Luna. To know even one life has breathed either because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. Is that true? Just one life. Ray was 5 years old when I first met him. When you go volunteer at Big Brothers of America, they fully vet you. They got to make sure that you're not some crazy loon or child molester, right? And so one of the questions they asked me, do you have guns? I have a lot of guns, right? But I was honest, so it's okay, right? So they approved me. Then I go on a waiting list to get they call it littles. You get a little brother. There was 200 little boys waiting for someone like me. 200 women, there's more. They need big sisters too. The best program around. I encourage you volunteer. Now I want to show you the first day I get called, right? You're matched up. I'm like, oh, I matched up. I was so subconscious about it. I hope he likes me, right? So I go, it's in Orange, California, right at the 55 freeway. We go into this conference room. It's like similar size to like back office right there. I'm in one side of the table, and then the mom, the counselor for Big Brothers, and Ray at the other end of the table. And they're speaking Spanish, right? And all of a sudden, I never want to be like so bad, guys. I want him to like me so bad. But all of a sudden, the mom and Ray start crying. I'm like, oh my gosh, they don't like me. The counselor says, no, Kalani, let me tell you what happened. The reason why the mom's crying is because when they called the house to tell the mom that Ray finally had a big brother, Ray started crying for the first time. He hadn't seen he lost his dad when he was 5. I got him when he was 8. His mom said that's the first time he ever cried. So she started crying. She didn't realize how bad he wanted somebody in his life to mentor him. I started crying. We all started crying. Like, wow, that big difference. So our first date, we actually went to church. Then I took him to archery. I took him sailing. I took him surfing. I took him everywhere with me, guys. He has a life. He never would experience those things. You know what? I got more out of it than he did. He grew up like he's an entrepreneur. Isn't that cool? When I met him, he was actually about to get in the gang. Yes, in the environment. I knew how to talk because that was me in Chicago. I knew what it felt like. So you guys can make a difference. Give back to society. That's worth millions of dollars. The last one is the reason why we're here today is your financial house fund, your assets, your real estate assets, your stock assets, your portfolio. But what is the number one asset you have in your life? It is your life. So here's the thing, guys. I'm not going to go into this one, but I actually want to talk to you about the wealth planner. This is what I do for a living now. I coach people how to align their life correctly. What this is this wealth planner will show you what your priorities are, what funds are actually going bankrupt, okay? Because a 2% fund, you live 1,440 minutes every day, true? 2% of your day is 28.8 minutes, right? We show you how to invest and get a high rate of return on each fund every single week with a specific alignment. That way, every fund is fully invested to succeed at every level. Because wouldn't it be great to have wealth, have a great relationship with your spouse, have a relationship with your kids, your body is in shape, you have lots of friends, you're giving back to society, and you're buying assets every single month? Who would love that life? You can have it. How do you do it? It's this wealth alignment system, okay? 2% of your time, 28 minutes, and we can review. When we do this with you, it's amazing, your results. Like actually, Alice and I, we're not married yet. One of our things I was actually not doing well was our honey fund, right? And it's so interesting. One day we were with Vincent and his girlfriend. We're at Dave & Buster's. We were watching the fights one night. We were there for 5 hours. I love watching the fights, right? So I put 5 hours. So I let it 5 hours. So that's what? That's like almost 16% return, right? I thought it was a good return, but she put on hers 2% because she didn't enjoy it. Because that wasn't fulfilling for her. I realized, whoa, that helped our relationship because then I need to invest in the way she needs to feel loved. Isn't that true? It's crazy how this works. Okay, guys?
Thanks for listening to the ROL Show. If you enjoyed today's insights, please like, share, and subscribe. You can learn more about Kalani and the ROL strategy at KalaniVale.com. Join us next time for more strategies to enrich your life funds.